fallen into the temporary reality. Does he have access to the permanent reality of his own? Answer is no. Because Krishna again he speaks one more thing. See, now Krishna is not visible, that is acceptable. But our soul is also not visible. No? We don't have access to Krishna. Okay, we understand the purpose also. What is the purpose? That we wanted to, that is the purpose of creation only. So that Krishna can keep us away from him. But we are not able to access our own identity also. That is also there. No? We are thinking that I am this body. I am this earth, water, fire, air and ether. Yes? We don't have access to even that reality. Why is that? Why is that? Did you understand my question? Everybody understood the question? We don't have access to the supreme reality. But at least we should have access to our own reality. This is we. This is not Krishna. This is we. At least we should know who we are. So that also we don't know. Yes. Can anybody guess why Krishna is done like that? Any guesses? Okay, he hid himself. Or acceptable.
The soul is also part of Krishna.
Yes. So see, in this whole triangle, there is supreme reality, there is temporary reality, and there is a secondary permanent reality. In this, if you take the odd one out, we do not. These things are kept. Take the odd one out. Whom you will take out? The matter, temporary reality. Why? Because both the realities, one is a supreme reality and one is the same qualitatively same, but quantitatively different. So there is a great similarity between those two realities. Did you understand? Because both are permanent, both are eternal, both are Satchit Ananda, both have almost same function. Only one thing is that one is able to do that function in a magnanimous way. Yes. But one is still qualitatively the same. He is also eternal. In his own natural state, he is full of knowledge. In its own natural state, the soul is full of bliss. Isn't that also quality of Krishna? Yes. So that's why although the three realities they may seem to be different, but there is a similarity between these two realities. The supreme being and there is a normal being. But both are permanent, both are eternal. Yes. And that's why Krishna has hidden even our own identity. Why? Because once we access our own identity, then it will form a loop. Then the question will come, from where it has come. If I am eternal, why I am put into this world? These questions will come or not. See, today you can live in that illusion. कि हम क्या है, ये शरीर है. Anyway, this body is going to get washed away one day. But till the time the breath is there, why not enjoy? You can very nicely be in this illusion, no? But suppose you are convinced that I am a soul. Can you be fixed in this illusion? Very difficult, no? Because if the soul is there, then soul's nature will also come, eternal, knowledgeable, bliss, everything will come. Then that question will also come, no? अरे मैं तो eternal हूँ तो फिर temporary में कर क्या रहा हूँ? What I am doing in this world? Suppose one of you sitting here, you come to realize that in my childhood, I was the son of Tata, Birla or Ambani in the family, and somehow in my baby state I was moved to, something happened, I landed up in this middle class family. So then that question will arise or not? What I am doing here? 9 to 5 job. I am meant to sit in the villa, just enjoy life. That question will come or not? Yes. So that's why Krishna has kept even this reality also hidden. Because this reality and this reality are lot of common. Qualitatively they are same only. Only there is a quantitative difference. And that's why even this reality is cut off. Is everybody clear about this discussion? That why supreme reality is hidden, but why the secondary, our own identity is also hidden. This is the logic. Once you know this reality, it will not stop there. It will naturally pinpoint or gravitate to the supreme reality. And that's why this reality is completely cut off. Let us see what Srimad Bhagavatam explains. Srimad Bhagavatam explains that when the soul comes in this world, so Brahmaji puts 5 types of ignorance, 5 layers of ignorance onto a jiva, 5 layers. Yes. So this is a little more advanced. We'll discuss about what are those 5 layers in some later classes. But you can imagine, just to hide that Satchitananda. Yes, Brahmaji has to do so much of machinery work. So much of machinery work. See now this mobile also. Now last time we discussed even if you don't know what is a circuit, what is semiconductor, what is a PN junction, what is a diode, still you can access the mobile or not. So nicely it is covered, those circuitry part, so you cannot have access to it actually. So the mobile is made in such a way that inside something very deep is working. But you can be in total ignorance of that working and still be fully illusioned into the mobile. Yes? And see, that's how even movies are made. See, movie means what? That when you go to watch a movie, a good movie is, you know what? When you go to watch movie, that movie completely pulls your identity into the movie's identity. That is the best movie. If suppose in the movie you went and you came to realize कि है ना कि यार ये कैसे हो गया है ना, how hero did like this, so that means that's not a good movie, because illusion is not good enough to capture you. Now recently that one movie came, Dhurandhar movie, it earned so much, it almost reached to the 2000 crore. So most of the people they told that it's very catching actually. Once you start watching it so the movie is very long, 4 hours of movie. But once you start watching that 4 hours of movie, it will catch you from beginning till end. And that's why such a gripping. They use this word for movies, gripping. What does the gripping means? Gripping means you are fully into it. If suppose if the movie give you any space to analyze, ये कैसे हो गया का मतलब you are fixed in your identity and now you are analyzing another identity. But a good movie means what? It completely overpowers your identity and make you identify with those people. Like I once saw one movie, so in that movie, in the end, somehow the hero and heroine, for some purpose they had to separate, and now they decided, just for some higher purpose, I have to live away from you. And then I was carrying that emotion for a long time. That hero, what he would have felt, yaar. He with that lady, he married. He had a child also. How much he must be missing. So those actors and actresses, they have acted and they are now off into their own world. But see how much it created pain. After you are analyzing their emotion. That movie was really good. They have made is so good movie means illusion is very good. So in the same manner, Krishna has made this world in such a way the illusion is so perfect that you can fully revolve around that illusion without even questioning who am I. That's the first thing. Emotionally, he has made it so enriching and so complete in itself. That's one thing. Second thing, even technically, he has made it very complex. One thing is that there are some jiva who are lost into simple emotions only, like animals. Animals are, भूख लगी खाना खा लो. That's all. सोना है सो गए. जो करना है. कुछ गुस्सा आया दूसरे को काट लो. है ना? Very simple, है ना? There is a stimuli, there is a response. That's all. Lost it. But human being, they come to like we have panch kosh. First is annamaya. Annamaya means अन्न में खोया. Have you heard people speaking? आज पेट भर खाना मिल गया, done. This is success of life. खाना मिल गया, सो गए. Some people annamaya. Then second is pranamaya. Pranamaya is little higher. Not only that, a pranamaya person also struggle for something more. Like I want some good feelings. कुछ अच्छा लगना चाहिए. Those kind of things. Then there is Jnanamaya. Jnanamaya means you are not simply satisfied with bodily pleasure and emotional pleasure. You need some higher knowledge. How does this world work? Who created this world? Yes, you want to enter. That's Jnanamaya. Then there is a Vijnanamaya. Vijnanamaya means spiritual platform. When you actually reach to the source of everything, that is Vijnanamaya. And then the fifth is what? Anandamaya. Anandamaya means what? You actually get established into your connection with Krishna. That is what? Anandamaya. Again we will repeat. Annamaya, what is that? Just bodily pleasure. Pranamaya, a little more refined, emotional and those things. Jnanamaya means curious about the mechanism of this world. Vijnanamaya means spiritual platform. And Anandamaya means your connection, final connection with Krishna. So this is the 5 layers. So even a Jnanamaya person, these first two kind of people, they are simple, illusion is so perfect. They are simply lost into illusion. अभी किसी ये जो दो है ना अन्नमय और ज्ञान में उनसे जाकर पूछो अरे तुमको पता भी है सोल है कि नहीं है उन्होंने को सोल का क्या करना है ना खाना मिल गया ना बस हो गया दो टाइम में ना कुछ प्रसाद देना है तो दे दो भले भूख लगी है that's all yes so these two people are the gone cases है ना now even the ज्ञानमय person ज्ञानी means analytical so one is who is lost into emotions of this illusion of this world. But even if a jnani person, he does a thorough research. So first of all, illusion is perfect. Second of all, the illusion is foolproofed. It is foolproofed, technically designed. That even if you want to technically go into it, you don't have access. You will simply keep looping around some equations of physics. That's all. उसके आगे आप बढ़ ही नहीं पाओगे. You keep है ना classical to quantum, है ना quantum to black holes to wormholes, है ना string theory. इसी सब में घूमते रह जाओगे आप बस है ना. इसका कोई अंत है? So the illusion is not only emotionally very catchy, but it is technically also soul है कहाँ? I can explain everything with laws of physics. Soul is not needed. That's why Brahmaji created, and that's why in the Bhagavatam it's written that this soul and those things. Na, even Devatas and Brahmaji, they themselves get bewildered. Brahmaji, can you imagine? He himself get bewildered about spiritual reality sometimes. Such technically grip is there. There is an emotional grip, but at the same time there is also a technical grip also. Both way it is made in perfect illusion. technically perfect, and emotionally it's very gripping. That you cannot fathom it. And there is a purpose to it. I told you the purpose. Because if you access it by mistake, the whole purpose is gone. Once somebody hits their soul, then you cannot enjoy this world. Khatam. Kahani khatam sab. And that's why one of our very Rasik Acharya, he writes one poem. He writes, see, if you really love your job, if you really love your family, please don't go near the banks of Yamuna in Vrindavan. Because there, one black boy is roaming. By mistake, if you get his one glance, all your such a perfect job, PhD degree, MTech degree, it will all become of no value. That's why that poet, he gives that warning. If you are really happy in your job, happy in your family, just chant your rounds in morning, do your job and attend some programs. Be happy there. But by mistake, if you try to dive deeper into Vrindavan, then you may lose all that. Because why? Why he said that there is technical reason for it. Once you come to know that, then इस सबका कुछ काम नहीं रह जाएगा फिर. Yes? And that's why Krishna, did you understand the purpose now? After that, everything will be gone. Let's say, the same reason I gave you. And that's why in the movie theater, the movie is played in the complete darkness. इससे जब लाइट ऑन रहती है ना, लोग चिल्लाते हैं लाइट बंद करो थिएटर में, है ना? क्यों? तभी तक परफेक्ट इल्यूजन बनेगा. Yes. If the light is on, है ना, this reality also that reality, then उसमें मजा नहीं आता. So that's why movie is shown in darkness. Darkness of one reality, an illusion of another. Yes. Another dimension. So एक को तो कवर करना पड़ेगा ना. अभी जैसे एक एग्जांपल दे रहे हैं. अभी ये लाइट जल रहा था. अभी मान लेते हैं लाइट आ गया, ट्यूबलाइट जल गया, फिर इसका क्या यूज रहेगा? आप भी सोचो कि भाई इसको हटा भी दिया, इससे कोई मीनिंग रह नहीं गया. फिर बाय मिस्टेक यू कम टू रियलाइज दैट आई एम सोल. खत्म. है ना? नेक्स्ट डे, है ना, व्हाट इज योर नेक्स्ट डे, नेक्स्ट मोमेंट, है ना, मैं कर क्या रहा हूँ. सेम थिंग. सपोज यू कम टू रियलाइज यू हैव कनेक्शन विद अंबानी फैमिली. कुछ तो आपका बचपन में कुछ, है ना, तो फिर आप बताइए 9 to 5 जॉब का क्या मीनिंग रह गया? Is there any meaning to all this, है ना? Struggling for job, struggling for to make basic, है ना, needs. Yes, it doesn't make much sense. And that's why Krishna has fully covered it, technically, emotionally. बाकी perfect, है ना? जैसे कि even in video games, जैसे in the childhood we used to play video games. Actually, the perfect game means what? Why this, है ना? Like in our childhood there used to be one Mario. That Mario used to be there. Contra, है ना? Yeah, those actually these video games, do you know why they succeeded a lot? Because they make you identify कि मैं ही Mario हूँ. मुझे ही पकड़ना है. अरे मेरे इतने पॉइंट्स आ गए, मैं अभी इस लेवल में पहुंच गया. Sometimes, है ना, a person, है ना, who is like climbing the ladder, in the game, he is feeling as if he is, है ना, climbing the ladder of some corporate company. अभी मैं ना जूनियर इंजीनियर था, मैं सीनियर इंजीनियर है, कुछ वैसा ही फील आता है. The illusion is so perfect. You actually start identifying जो वो नॉन लिविंग क्रीचर नहीं है, वो मारियो रहता है छोटा सा. You are that actually. And I know that there are people who are playing PUBG. So जो बच्चों वाला गेम आता है ना, अरे वो खाना पीना भूल जाते हैं. See, there is a soul, उसको तो कवर कर दिया है. फिर एक दूसरा रियलिटी दिया है ना, फिजिकल टेम्पररी रियलिटी. अब उसके बाहर भी एक और रियलिटी क्रिएट कर दिया है, वर्चुअल रियलिटी. So, up to now you are hidden from one permanent reality. You came to one temporary reality, and now you are creating one more secondary. लोग खाना पीना भूल जाते हैं. I remember that one particular game came during our. I was there in IIT Kharagpur. There was one person who was playing that game. पूरा illusion था, पूरा खेलते गया. Breakfast lunch कुछ भी नहीं कर रहा है. खेले जा रहा है. और फिर बाद में पता क्या हुआ? 2 दिन के बाद he was found unconscious in his room. बेहोश हो गया बेचारा. तो it was so gripping. कैसे छोड़ दूं? How can I leave it? I'm just on the next level. Come on, I have to defeat him. लेकिन ये भाई ये तो he's an IIT student. He's intellectually quite sound. Yes? But see the illusion. It's emotionally completely captured. And that's why the illusion is made in such a way you cannot access it through your jnana, through your emotions. It remains out of your reach. And that's why Krishna is saying what? Ashcharya. Ashcharya. So this was the part 1 of our discussion. Now we will go to the part 2 of the discussion. So our part 2 of the discussion is that how to know it. Part 1 of discussion is that why we are not able to know it and how perfect is the illusion. It is not only emotionally very gripping, but technically also very robust. Like even nuclear missiles ना, उसको technically है ना और emotionally दोनों से बहुत दूर रखते हैं. Suppose some prime minister he gets carried by some emotion और उसको दबा दिया. तो इसलिए nuclear weapon को है ना, they have many layers. Layer 1, layer 2 activation. There are multi-layer activation. ताकि वो आपके emotions or even technically it remains far away. There are many passwords. You have to get password from somebody. And you have to do some things. And then why it is made like that? It's nuclear weapon is not something so easy. So that till the time you keep crossing, हो सकता है कि you come to realize that there is no need of. That's why that gap is kept. Because once your access is gone, it will be destroyed. A full country can be destroyed or not. Yes. So similarly, the knowledge of the soul is kept quite hidden. So once you realize it, it's like nuclear weapon. पूरे material conception को उड़ा देगा, है ना? You'll come to मैं कर क्या रहा था इस world में तब से? So long, है ना? I am in this world. What I am doing in this world? So that's why that knowledge is kept far away. So now, in the next point, so now I have one question. In this world, not having knowledge of the soul, what benefits it gives to the jiva? Now we will discuss some benefits. Unable to reach to the soul, unable to realize that we are soul, gives many benefits in this world. So I'll request everybody to tell one benefit which we get. Of course, benefit doesn't mean spiritual benefit. I'm talking about our material benefits. There are certain benefits we are getting by unable to trace out the soul.
It is allowing us to enjoy or suffer.
Yes, it is enjoying us to enjoy. Yes.
We get connected with our family and relatives.
It's very easy. For us to form bonds here, temporary bonds. It becomes very easy. Yes. Anything else?
So many will get occupation.
So many?
Will get occupation.
Occupation. Yes. Anything else? One benefit, do you know what we get? We can get rid of the guilt of performing sin. Yes? That benefit we get or not? We will get the guilt. Guilt will go away. Anything else? Because see, if you realize that I am a Paramana, another benefit you get is what? Ki you can be irresponsible. Why you can be irresponsible? Because you know that one day body is going to collapse. So whatever I do, it will also collapse with body. Yes. Once the body collapse, whatever I have done also collapse. Like there are people, na, for example, it's people sometimes see this life is a shopping mall is there. Now, somebody gives you an offer, 15 minutes, whatever you can grab, you grab. What's the best deal? To grab as much as possible or not? Similarly, body is like that. 60 years of life. Enjoy as much as you can. Anyway, it's going to be destroyed. And enjoy in whatever way you want. Why? Because whatever sin you commit, whatever irresponsibility you carry, when the body is gone, those things also go away. It is simple or not? And that's why people get motivation. So sometimes you can ask a question, how come this many of the people who are doing wrong, sinful activity, from where they are getting motivation? This only. See, anyway, I am going to go away. जब तक जीना है अच्छे से जियो. Live life king size. Just live. Come on. So you can avoid responsibility. You can avoid guilt. You can enjoy as much as possible. You can enjoy as much as you can. Yes, many things you can do. So these are some of the benefits which you get by being away from the knowledge of the soul. Yes. These are some of the benefits. So now, Krishna, when he tried to connect to the knowledge of the soul, so one thing where the knowledge of the soul starts becoming very appealing is when this material world doesn't cooperate with you. Till the time this world cooperates with your plan, yes, till that time it's fine. Like see in the movie also, when does the illusion in the movie breaks? When the movie is not appealing your emotion. Movie is made very bad, boredom, कुछ भी दिखा रहे हैं ना. So one of the places, and that's why Krishna introduced the knowledge of the soul in Bhagavad Gita when Arjuna was fully perplexed. When Arjuna was fully perplexed. And that's why one of the place where knowledge of the soul is very much spoken in India is, you know, when Shamshan Ghat. People listening. That time people are ready to hear because they are seeing one person dying. Yes. So one of the places where Krishna inspires Arjuna to go to the spiritual platform. Yes? And that's why it takes a multi-life of journey before you become ready to accept the knowledge of soul. And that's why Krishna is with Bahunam Janmanam Ante. Jnanvan Mam. First you just try to enjoy and do this, do that. In the end of experimenting this world so much, then you come to realize this world is not that worth it. Because I told the benefits you get, but then there are kicks also you get. To avoid the knowledge of the soul, there are many benefits you get. You can get rid of guilt, you can get rid of responsibility, but there are much more downfalls you get. Because this world is so temporary. If you go into this world, you will find how many good stories and bad stories where people tell you. You will hear that this world is predominantly by the bad story. You ask any person, if you pick up any person, he will tell something. My wife is not cooperating with me. My boss is like this. Today rain happened. Auto wala charged too much. Or something he will tell. Yes? So that's why one of the reasons which Krishna gives in Bhagavad Gita to inspire Arjuna to move to the platform of soul is to tell him that you have something higher. You don't have to simply keep in the tug of war of this material world, because it's a temporary. Sometime happiness comes, to sometime sadness comes. You are identified with one thing today. Tomorrow that thing disappears. So first of all, till the time that thing is there, it is shaking. And of course, somehow you catch to it. But then what will happen? Till how long you can catch to it? One thing is to catching to any material object is very difficult. Hai? Even if you catch it, till how long will you catch it? Yes? The things wash away. And that's why Krishna gives Arjuna a higher reality. He tells that Arjuna, there is something beyond all this drama which is happening in this world. That's why Krishna inspires Arjuna to get established in the knowledge of the soul. So, in the last part of the discussion, we will discuss how to realize that we are soul. That's the last part of our discussion. So please hear this very carefully. This is going to be life transforming. How to analyze how to actually know we are the soul. So, first of all, we discussed I will discuss total three levels of analyzing the soul. One is more of a karma way, another is more of a jnana way, another is more of a bhakti way. Of course, this first part I already discussed. First part, one of the motivation to go to the soul platform is what? When you come to realize that my plans in this world are not working. When you finally detect that there is some problem with this world. Yes? There is some problem with this world. So that time it motivates you to go to seek out what is higher. That's one thing. Now, when you want to seek the soul, now Krishna gives two prominent paths in Bhagavad Gita to realize the soul. Two prominent paths. One is inside out, another is outside in. Two processes Krishna gives in Bhagavad Gita to be able to realize that we are soul. Outside in and inside out. Let us discuss first outside in. Outside in is very, very simple. What is outside in? There is a soul. There are multi-layer of covering. Then the most outer covering is what? The mind. Our mind with which we are interacting with this world. The mind is filled with so much of impressions. There's so many impressions in your mind which you have accumulated. Last time we discussed about that transparent glass example. So this mind is like a transparent glass which is painted. There's so many conceptions, so many the impressions is there. And then we have our physical body. Yes. So now, what is inside, outside in? Krishna says is the process where first you regulate your body. Because when you regulate your body, then only you can go to the higher dimension, the inner dimension. The outer reality only is shaking. Your whole world is revolving around it, overeating, oversleeping, playing games. So then even the inner, even you don't have the basic peace of mind. What to say of other things? Yes? So what is that? Outside in is what? First you silence the outer reality. By what? Regulated body. First you balance your body. Because once your body is balanced, then you can go to the mental reality. And once you go to the mental reality, then he says a deeper level of exercises like pranayama. Those things are there, pranayama and all those things, to even silence the mind. Okay, you have got a quite grip of your bodily activities. You have started eating less. You started eating on right time. You are eating those items, which keep your body cool, doesn't agitate you. Next is what? Mental reality. In the mental reality also, that glass is there, which is covered with so many impressions from the previous life. Yes. Now you have to clean all that glass. After you clean the glass, and then you can see much deeper. And gradually, by chanting various mantras, etc. So outside in means gradually, you one day come to realize that I am something higher. I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am not this ahankar, but I am the soul. And Krishna speaks, it's a very rigorous path. Very rigorous path. It's so easy. Even to regulate the body is so difficult. Mind, actually, it takes many thousands of years of tapasya. Even if you regulate your... So that's why there are multiple steps. What are the 8 steps of yoga? Yama. Yama means you...
Do's and don'ts.
Do's and don'ts. You eat this, don't eat this. Yama, niyama, asan. You learn how to sit at one place. Pranayam, mental balance. Dhyana, dharna. First you use. So it's outside in approach. Where you go from more gross reality to more final reality. Then final reality to the finest reality. It's outside the approach, which Krishna is. But then Krishna is very merciful. He gives the second approach. The second approach is inside out. And this is the approach we are going to discuss now. This is the most practical approach, most merciful approach given by Krishna. So here we will see example. In the garbage, sometimes the garbage is put. People throw many things in garbage, food items, plastic. Sometimes they throw iron, metal also. Some unused metal they throw there also. Now this, this garbage person, when he goes and accumulate all the garbage, now some metallic part is of great use. You can sell it, you can melt it and again manufacture many things. Sometimes they are picked up. Now there are 2 ways of picking up metal from the garbage. Do you know what is one? You segregate everything. Okay, this is plastic. Put plastic at one side. This is wooden material. Put at one other side. After you keep segregating, the metallic part will be more clearly visible. Okay, these are the metals. Let me do that. So this is which approach? Outside in. I am not this. I am not this. Metal. The search for metal. Now Krishna speaks inside. Inside out, what is the example? That, of course, it can not happen in India. It can only happen in Western countries. You have a very powerful electromagnet. You have one circular electromagnet. What is the nature of electromagnet? It attracts the iron. You move it across the garbage. Wherever there will be iron, automatically or not? Yes, this is inside out approach. What Krishna says, see, you have multiple layers of reality. Yes, and that's why Krishna speaks about the process of bhakti yoga. So bhakti yoga is what? Even you are living, even when you have not factually realized that you are a soul, even then you can practice bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga doesn't need a pre-qualification of being analytically understand the soul. You can begin it, and do you know what is the electromagnet? Electromagnet are spiritual activities, like this geetha, this discussion of Bhagavad Gita. So when you move your electromagnet in your existence, so that electromagnet is what? Is spiritual in nature. So it will pull what? Spiritual object only. है कि नहीं? So it will start pulling the soul. And then you will come to realize that I am soul. You never even touch it in the garbage. You didn't even touch a plastic also. One thing is that you make your hand dirty, plastic wood. Electromagnet is what? Without touching the plastic also, tuck. So these spiritual practices, you know, this spiritual activities which are given by Krishna, you know, when you do it regularly, it will incite the spiritual part of you automatically. It will excite it. And then you will come to realize that is something different. Like I remember there was one devotee in the USA. You know how he got introduced to this Srila Prabhupada's movement. See, he is a devotee from previous life. But in this world, he was born in US. And he didn't know that I was a devotee in last life. He was living a completely which life? Material life. But do you know how his past devotee life remembrance came about? He was just sitting in a room, you know, maybe having a tea, biscuit, you know, living a normal life. And there was one very advanced devotee, very sincere devotees. They were walking by his house doing kirtan. You know, they were chanting Hare Krishna, you know, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So there's such a mesmerizing spiritual kirtan. And do you know, when that entered his ears, he thought, my God, what is this? From where this sound has come? Because the emotions it was generating inside, he came to realize that it is not bodily emotions. It is not hormones generated emotions, first of all. It's not even subtle mental emotions. Because all of us experience those emotions or not. It's something different. And he was able to, and that spiritual emotions, it made him see himself different from his body and mind. And do you know what he did? He walked behind the kirtan party and never returned to his house. Can you imagine? Of course, he had that previous, you know, some qualification. It doesn't. For us, it may not happen or what. We don't know. And second of all, the devotees who are doing, they were emanating spiritual sound. See, both is needed. See, in the electromagnet, do you know when it works? It is connected to electricity. Else it doesn't work. If you reconnect, it will just remain a simple, it will not attract iron. So that's why when a speaker speaks these classes, or when a person performs kirtan, there are 3 levels or 4 levels of sound. One sound is the air vibrations, which you simply knew that. We are just in the sine waves, compression and rarefaction of the air layers. That's the first level of sound. Right? Second level of sound is when you make the sound more beautiful, artistic. You know? So then what happens? It touches the emotion. Suppose the sound is very like systematic. The tunes are perfectly set. It will pull out the first level sound will only touch the eardrums. The next level sound, if you decorate that sound with structure, with beats, then it will also pull out the emotions. But you have seen certain people, they speak with great conviction. They are convinced about those facts. You know? So then it will also ignite your intelligence. And that's why people like Hitler, they were able to inspire. Because they were not speaking the air vibrations. They were not even speaking the structure to just touch the emotions. They were intellectually convinced. Now when it comes to the spiritual knowledge, all 3 are there. Now I am speaking this class. You know? So because I am trying to follow certain logic. You know? So it may look little interesting. You know? That's why some people may like it. Now when the speaker who is speaking the spiritual truth, if he is trying to visualize it in his life, inside, you know, he is really trying to dig deeper. What does it mean? he himself is trying to practice it, then it's the next level. So do you know what will happen? The audience who is hearing, they will not only get the 3 aspect, they will also get the 4th aspect. That knowledge will stick deeper into their heart. The knowledge of soul, the knowledge of Bhagavan. Now the 5th level, the last level of sound is when the sound is coming from Muladhara Chakra. There's a Muladhara Chakra. Muladhara Chakra gets activated when you start realizing that you are a soul. At that time when it gets activated, then the person is actually seeing his own soul. And then he is speaking that you are a soul. Did you understand? At that time, it's completely Satchit Ananda packet within that sound. It can go to a person's ears, not only ignite the emotions, intelligence or conviction, but directly go to the soul and pull out the soul. And that's why, depending upon the spiritual advancement of the speaker or the person through whom you are getting the knowledge, it can have different level of transformation. Did you understand? And that's why that devotee experienced it, because those devotees were singing. They were not singing simply air, rarefaction and compression. They were not only singing tunes. They were not only singing with conviction, but they were singing with devotion. They were singing at spiritual platform. It entered into somebody's ears and ignited the spiritual damage. The person, it is different. So see, even without segregating body, I am not body, I am not mind, I am not, still it got ignited or not. It's an electromagnetic effect. Because that spiritual vibration, it came as a spiritual electromagnet and pulled out the soul from this body. Are you clear about these 2 methods? Outside in and inside out. First inside and then it came out. That's the spiritual bhakti path. That's why bhakti path is very simple. And that's why by doing various spiritual activities, so spiritual activity it just needs to, so that's why our path is twofold. So the path which Srila Prabhupada has given us, it's a beautiful combination of both. The path which we are following, it's neither outside in and neither fully inside out. Because do you know, to be fully inside out, there are 2 criteria to be met. See, this inside out looks very beautiful, but it needs 2 things which we don't have. Inside out is the perfect way. First of all, it needs a pure devotee. And neither of us here can claim that we are pure devotees. Very rare to get. There are pure devotees, but everybody is craving for their association. How many pure devotees can keep coming to so many centers in Bangalore and preach? We have different levels. And second of all, you should have great Shraddha. If you doubt him, you cannot, that inside out effect will not take perfectly. Do you understand? No? You need great faith on him, and he also need to be on the spiritual platform. Then the inside out will take place perfectly. So we cannot have total inside out effect. That's why Prabhupada gave us combination. Outside in and inside out. What is outside in? He brought simple living. Because outside in, because if you keep your body clean, if you get up early in the morning, time, if you have regulated lifestyle, morning from chanting, afternoon for job, evening for family time, and doing some kirtan together, reading some like husband wife, they can read something together and sleep. You can have a regulated life. You have chosen a job which is not too much taking your energy, so that you are left with no energy for spiritual life. You live you eat. There are certain things, at least we should not eat non-veg food. That's the minimum. We should not eat tamasic and rajasic food. Best is to eat food which is offered to Krishna, prasadam. है ना? So there are some outside in, है ना? Follow 4 regulative principles. Don't do intoxication. Don't do gambling. है ना? Don't see, obscene. है ना? So there are certain outside in effects which are given. Live a simple life, get up early in the morning. And then there are inside out effects also. What is inside out? Doing regular chanting, associating with devotees, especially advanced devotees from time to time. See, I'll tell you, if you simply remain in your own house and just chant, you will not make much advancement. If you are not associating with advanced people, because when you associate with advanced people, they will also pull you to their level of advancement. If you are just in your own world, you will remain. You have attained some spiritual level. You will remain there. Time to inside out effect. You have to get her so that they will pull your soul. Okay, your soul got little bit pulled out of material pull by chanting. But if you associate with them more, they will pull it more. Yes. So associating with advanced devotees, these are inside out effects. Attending festivals in temples, because when you go to a temple, the temple environment is such that temple environment infuses spiritual emotions in you. It will pull you out. And that's why people now in temple, if you go to a very genuine, authentic temple, you really feel some connection, divine connection. Even in your embodied state, you are still a body. You have not realized you are a soul. But still going to temple, doesn't it infuse something within your soul? Yes. So these inside out effects. So we have to follow a combination of both. If you follow outside in properly, the inside out will happen seamlessly. It will happen very smoothly. Suppose you have come to this program by doing lot of overeating. You have watched all kind of dirty things. You have fought with your boss, and now you are coming and sitting in this class. How much you can absorb? And how much inside out effect will come out, yes? And that's why Prabhupada gave us both process. Outside in and inside out. Because we are not so Shraddhavan. I told you 2 qualifications for perfect inside out. There you don't need any outside in. It happened during Chaitanya Mahaprabhu times. Perfect inside out effect. See, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he will pass through some villages where they were very faithful people. They had full faith in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That, oh, he is Krishna himself, he is this, he is that. They fully submit. And simply by the touch of Sri Chaitanya, simply by hearing the Kirtan of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they realize that I am a soul. I am servant of Krishna. Perfect. Perfect. But it required person like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first of all. And second of all, the complete shraddha of that person to it. But do we have any of these 2 on a regular basis? Difficult. Yes. Of course, there are many pure speakers who are coming and speaking, and they are deeper in their practice. They are themselves trying to practice. They are delivering it to you, and of course, it has effect. But that level of effect, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Srila Prabhupada was personally preaching in hippies. See, hippies, in US, what effect they had? They had an exact inside out effect. Hippies cannot become devotee by outside in. Do you know who are hippies? Always on ganja, LSD, lying naked on the road. Can ever they become devotee? How they became a devotee? Because a great, one of the purest of the pure person, like Srila Prabhupada, when he walked among them, he was like a very powerful spiritual magnet. He pulled out their soul from their LSD filled body. He was like a powerful magnet. He pulled out it, and they can realize that there's something different from this LSD. Yes, but so that's inside out. But that's a mercy actually. Perfect inside out is a kripa. That's why Srila Prabhupada gave us both process. You do outside in also and inside out on a regular basis. Then you will gradually come to realize that you are a soul. And it actually requires, and that's why I'll finish with this particular message especially, that see, one thing is that technically understanding that we are not the body, we are the soul. We can analyze it, we can read Bhagavad Geeta, we can do everything. But what does it mean to live on the platform of soul? See, it means that our orientation of life. See, one thing is that we are completely in bodily platform. One extreme is what? We have realized we are soul. But we are in between. We are in between what? We are trying to realize that I am not the body, I am soul. This is what we are doing. What does it mean? Yes, it means to organize our, if you are really sincere about understanding that one day that we are soul, we are not the body, then in here we will do those things which will enhance that journey, and we will try to really avoid those things which will disrupt that journey. And this is the price we have to pay at this level. In this middle aspect, see, for a person who doesn't know anything, if he can come into one of our program, that's a success for him. If he read one time Bhagavad Gita, that's a success for him. Of course, one who has realized the soul, the journey is complete. But we are there in between. And this in-between zone is the most risky zone. Do you know why? Because you can live in a very comfortable blanket of thinking that I already know some good things. I'm a good person. I'm a pious person. I'm not bad. I read regular Bhagavad Gita. I have a regular attendance in every Saturday's Hindi program. Yes, that's so this middle level is very dangerous one. You see, that person, he know I am in darkness. This person know I am in light. But this person in dim light. Now he is feeling, anyway this dim light is burning. What is the need of a tube light anyway? Yes, gradually we will go something. So it can create a very cozy kind of. So that's why what is the sincerity here? Because we are in the process actually, but we have to do that process with great sincerity. We have to avoid those things which will disrupt our journey, and we have to favor those things which will increase our journey. That means that outside in. We don't have to do anything which will corrupt our outer world. Eating food which will disrupt our body, irregular habits, watching anything on TV or YouTube, or doing anything. So unless you control your outer world nicely, then only the message will go inside and it will burst out in the form of self-realization. Yes? And to do all these things, as I told last time also, two processes are the most powerful. One is the chanting of the holy name, and the second is the regular hearing of the message of scriptures through devotees. These two are the most, on a daily basis, with great sincerity. With great sincerity. See, everybody do. Sometimes do you know one great coziness which come to the middle practitioner is what? And this because that spiritual pride comes. I am a 16 rounder. How you are chanting? You are simply just finishing your chanting, just like a person running on a round race course. That's all. Sometimes it may be so. Although you are good, it's better than being a hippie. It's better than being an ignorant person. And that's why this middle path takes long time. Initial spark is very beautiful. We come to realize, You're living in ignorance, suddenly you come to light. It's beautiful. The end stage is also very beautiful. The middle path, no, it will really put in the price of sincerity. Then only you will come to. So we'll end with. So I'll just recapitulate whatever we discussed. So we started with supreme reality, primary reality. From that primary reality come to secondary reality. What are those? Apara and para, non-living and living. So, but still we are kept away from supreme reality, but we are also kept from our own spiritual identity, and we discussed the reason for it, because this is qualitatively both are same. If by mistake you connect to it, this becomes completely useless, and this will naturally drive you to the supreme reality. Even that is also cut. And then we discussed the supreme illusion of this world, and that's why we discussed the illusion is both emotionally gripping as well as technically very robust. At both way you cannot get to the soul. It's very, very difficult. And then there's a purpose to it, we discussed. And we discussed many examples also, movies, video game. Because then only you can enjoy the temporary. And then we discussed the benefits which we get by thinking that we are the body. And we discussed many benefits. And then we discussed the stimulus to get out of this. And we discussed that Krishna speaks about the changing nature of this world, temporary nature. After many, many lives, when we are done with this illusion, when we are done with this drama, then the impetus comes to seek what is higher. Then we discussed two prime ways to get out of this illusion. One is outside in and one is inside out. We saw the example of garbage. Outside in is what? Picking one. I am not this body, I am not this mind and so on. But what is inside out? Electromagnetic. And what is the electromagnet? Is some spiritual touch, which will pull out the spiritual emotions from us. And that's why many times the initial spiritual advancement is not to technically realize that we are the soul, but to experience spiritual emotion. Do you know? Sometimes you are still thinking, you are not technically realized that I am a soul, but still to get some gist of spiritual emotion is the beginning of spiritual advancement. Something, and that's why spiritual activities. And then we discuss the perfect inside-out effect. Prabhupada in hippie land, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu times. It needs two qualifications. First of all, the person has to be 100% spiritual, and second of all, the recipient has to be very Shraddhavan, faithful person. And we don't have that access. That's why Srila Prabhupada has given us the combination of both processes. Outside in and inside out. What is the outside in our current scenario? Keeping life simple, eating in a regulated manner, not doing anything with the body or mind which will cloud the body and mind, but keeping it in equilibrium. We don't have to become a yogi to detach ourselves. But equilibrium, you understand? Equilibrium means balanced. It is like at least good enough so that we can sit at one place and chant. We can absorb the spiritual vibration. We are clear of negativity at least. That's the minimum. Right? So if we keep that, and then regular chanting, regular association, regular attending of festivals in temples, reading of scriptures, and associating with very advanced devotee, it will create inside out effect. And then in the end we discussed this middle zone illusion. There's a darkness, there's a light, but there's a dim light, and a person. Sometimes dim light looks very good, na? Light but jalao. Sometimes dim light is very soothing. Sometimes we as a practitioner are mainly in a dim light where we feel that I'm a good person, I'm a pious person, I'm chanting 16 rounds, and each one of us can have our own different levels of illusion. Some person may be in illusion that I'm practicing since 15 years. Some people may be in more illusion. I'm a good person, 25 years. Yes, I'm practicing. So we can remain in our own illusion that I'm a good person. And that's the trap of the middle state. And that's why we have to get out of the trap with sincerity, seriousness. So with this message we end today's class. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Any questions?
So I think didn't go too technical. Is it understandable to everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's fine.
Any questions?
Okay. So basically, I was trying to take the PPT. You know? PPT was too simple. We had difference between living thing, non-living thing. You know, difference between robot and something. That's why I skipped that PPT. Fine.
Those who have your Japamana, you can.
Whatever you say.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण